Peace and high frequencies. I'm going to put something on your brain really quick because I got to go into work. But I just was on my news break. That's how I kind of keep track of various things going on in this realm. And it was, especially locally, what's kind of going on here and other things. So I saw a news break that a lady here where I'm located, Memphis, Tennessee, back in September, actually, I believe, stabbed and killed her boyfriend to death, whoever was living with her, to death. And here we go. It never fails. Every time I go to give a message, I'm sneezing. Stabbed her boyfriend to death, and then she told the neighbor, when she showed the neighbor the knife, that she had to feed the demons. When I gave you all the message the other day, when I was telling you I went in spiritual warfare, we are. I've been fighting cosmically in the higher realms for a long time, doing cosmic war. You know, I wake up tired. It's been a cosmic war for a long time. I've been fighting in it. Some of you all have been fighting in it too. And you've seen what's been going on. But just like we do the light work here to power out our toric field, you better believe the dark energy in the opposite end of the pole is also doing their work and feeding their people so they can power up too. I've told you all before about cleaning up your diet and cleansing your gut. I talked about it last year. I'm bringing it back up again because it has to be done. The way that they can attack us and control your mind and control a lot of people's minds who are not, doing the work of being of a higher frequency, and they're just out here living their life and they're not protected by anybody who's in their family or in their circle, is through the food. And so if you, like I talked about parasites are demons, right? If a parasite can get into your stomach and you've had a stomach virus, you done thrown up. You were not well. You were not yourself. You couldn't hardly think. You couldn't move. You were at unease, all right? You was at a dis-ease. And so if they can get into our gut with KFC and Burger King and Taco Bell and fried chicken and all the rest of these places and put in these toxins, whatever they put into our food, which is a toxin, it holds a vibration. That vibration in your stomach can be represented as a toxin, and that body is going to start to vibrate based on the toxin and chemicals that's being released from that food, because chemicals in food are also vibrations, and the body recognizes it as vibration, and then you hold this particular vibration, and then you start doing what that particular vibration or frequency wants you to do. And that's why when you go to a monastery or when you start a new religion or things like that, the first thing they do or they talk about is what you need to eat. Even from a biblical perspective, they talk about, how, the First Testament, you don't need to eat like that, or either that was only in the Old Testament, you can eat anything you want to. And then you have, I think in the Arabic community, and other communities, I think in Jewish community is kosher, and then you have in the Arabic community is halal, and then you have in in Nation of Islam, in their community is no pork, and in the Buddhist community is vegetarian. All right, so all of these things mean something. Why do you think that they have to change their diet in order to be in this particular religion? All right, it's not just because, we want you to do this. It's because we need to get you cleansed. Even looking at a monastery from Master Mantak Chia that's in Thailand, one of the things that he does when people come into his that garden and they go through his program is they feed them. They have particular food that they feed them because they need that energy in your gut in order for you to vibrate higher and to understand his teachings. So what teachings and what vibration are you allowing into your physical form, your avatar, based on the frequency of food and the chemicals of food you're allowing your gut? You can be controlled mentally through what you allow in physically, because most of us don't have the know-how and the control in order to know how to combat that and to be able to eat what we want. And so because we are not on that higher frequency to be able to eat anything and still be able to levitate, because nobody's doing that, then you have to be very careful what you let into your Dantian, because that is your energy force, right? That controls your physical and your spiritual. Your Dantian brings both of those, physical and spiritual, together in your Dantian, right below the navel. All right, when you go in, it is what is that? Your sacral, right? Your root, your sacral, and your solar. Yeah, so your sacral chakra, your Dantian, right there, right above the root. Even when you get sick, what you do? Even when you do mushrooms, a lot of you all be like me and you get nauseous and you purge because they have to be in a clean space. Even when you do an ayahuasca ceremony. Even when you do a lot of the plant medicines will have you regurgitate in order to have a clean Dantian or stomach in order for the messages to come through, because they need you on a higher frequency, because they know what you've been putting in is toxic and they can't have that vibration. They need to set the foundation so you can receive the messages. So that is what I wanted to share with you all today. Be very careful about what you allow in your mouth, your ears, your eyes, all of your orifices. And be mindful of what you put into your Dantian. What are you feeding your gut? What are you putting in your belly? Because even the exorcist, remember, she was vomiting over everybody. I'm going to leave you in peace and high frequencies.